please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Captain's Log, Subdates 230307.9. I've been wondering whether I should take the Gloriana-class vessel for myself and use it full-time instead of the Defiant. It is a lot bigger than mine to a factor of 30,000. However, I would need more NPC crew. Not sure I want to put out applications. Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be responding to two videos, one of which is only 15 seconds long, so the response is going to be quite simple. The second is a little longer and raises questions about education where this particular person works. The first video I saw via Discordia, who's retweeting Seeing is Believing, who had initially tweeted, "Not just women get abortions," arrow pointing or finger down and eye rolling emoji. Discordia, damn, she got out of breath making a TikTok video. I'm almost certain this one's going to be quite tasty, even if it is quite, well, brief.
Just a reminder, because it seems like everyone needs it, not just women get abortions.
From a completely biological stance, you're incorrect, although one could argue, if you're being pedantic enough, that if someone had a lobotomy, that is a form of brain abortion, in the similar sense that if someone had a testicle removed, they had a testicular abortion. And if they have a light bulb stuck up their arse, they had a great idea.
People with uteruses get abortions?
For the most part, biologically speaking, they are called women. I know there are a few other options you are going to list, so go ahead.
Trans people get abortions, trans men, non-binary people, people of all genders get abortions.
I took the liberty of going through this particular user's TikTok. I couldn't find where this video came from, so it is fairly old, certainly when you consider how active TikTok is and how much content some pump out just to make their paltry sum of money. In the case of Bess, I couldn't find this, yes, but I found other things that made me feel a bit uncomfortable, mostly body positivity related, parading in underwear that had me think, you've got a very masculine frame, and, well, obviously you live in Portland. While bragging about getting your apartment there, it was fairly obvious from the offset. But a question that I did notice was, who are you, essentially? And Bess has very kindly provided an answer, which I'll play directly after the last part.
Love you. I've been getting a lot of the same question over and over again, so I just thought I would get on here and address it.
Because it's so scandalous, and also very titillating, and I can, stretch it out, like Omegon does with response videos.
If you want to know what I am, well, I'm your worst nightmare, first of all.
Is this the part where I insert a dick comment like, I can only agree if I woke up next to you? I kinda want to make that my comment. It's a weird flex as well, come on. No one is anyone's worst nightmare, please, bitch. We are all but a people, or a sheeple, and not very deeple. Stop trying to be something you're not.
If you can't figure out my gender, there's probably a reason for it.
Is it because, like a PC gamer and a vegan, you have to tell us you're a PC gamer or a vegan? Because if it's that, you're on the right track to being quite insufferable. Not that you weren't already, but you can certainly put it up there next to really cringy internet tough person.
Did you ever think of that?
It's all about that bigotry, which is haram.
Yeah, that's really all I want to say. Thank you so much for the comment and for boosting my video. Have a good day.
See, the type of person I've now just addressed first, as in the person who got out of breath walking around a very short area around their apartment. The person who, when they started talking and then stopped to take a breath, or for a very long pause, their cheeks were still moving. Yeah, they're the type that want you to ask the question direct, so they can either rub it in your face, because you're not talking to them directly, you're leaving a comment, so they can use it as a means of, oh, but look at me, I'm so much better. All the while giving off an air and impression of an ego that has been huffed directly from the source, which, considering the size of the individual, I can't believe for a second they've managed to kiss their own asshole enough to suck the ego out of it. Now on to the second video, this one tweeted by Libs of TikTok. A teacher explains that she's out as queer at school and tells children she can be their mother so that students confide in her.
Can I Say how amazing it is to be the queer representation I did not have, and so many people do not have when they were kids.
In truth, I couldn't care less. I am more fascinated by the fact that I've got audio predominantly coming out of the right side than the left. I looked at your audio file and I took a little screenshot. See? This is blasphemy. In my area of work, it's absolute heresy, the kind that Bering couldn't sexify.
I mean, I am a teacher. I am not a standard teacher. No.
Are you perhaps doing things that are beyond your regular duties? Are you unique because you wear a superhero outfit? Are you special because, perhaps, you go out of your way to provide additional support that others are meant to do while you're busy teaching?
I mean, I've actually had quite a few kids tell me I look like a guy, which for me that's actually kind of a compliment.
Yeah, it's funny what kids will pick up on when they see things like that. They will say what comes to their mind, they speak frankly and clearly. People are less inclined to take offense to it or get them into trouble for it, although it is also possible that they will get into trouble for misgendering, even at such a young age. And I'm certain in many respects it is a compliment, if your intention is to look like a weak tea man.
Not sure how, I'm still thinking all of that.
If it wasn't for the fact that I'm quite English, and therefore we appreciate a rather large rack, I noticed it, which means the children would have also noticed it unless you bind it, which I'm not convinced would work on something of that size for your small body. So I would say that perhaps you don't know how because you've looked down and admired your own, I might call them assets, I doubt they are, but you know what I mean.
But being able to show these kids that being who they are, loving who they are, being proud of who they are, showing everyone who they are is the best thing that they could do for themselves.
You know, there's actually a rather interesting argument in that. But then you run the risk of monkey see, monkey do. You are who you are, but you got to where you are through years of living and exploration, whereas children are more malleable, more inclined to simply adopt what you do as if what you do is correct for them, which it may not be. Additionally, you are, as you have admitted, a teacher. Your job is to teach. I don't know why it is in some places that aren't England, where teachers don't seem to wear a form of uniform, look smart. This might be a problem. It might be causing issues. Some uniformity might show in turn that children, in turn, respect those kind of professional boundaries, something which you are less, well, inclined to adopt in favour of just being you, which I assume also is, in your mind, fabulous.
I mean, I tell these kids to call me mom at school because I say that I am the school mom. I want them to be able to trust me, to come to me, you know.
Having a mother at home and a mother at school is a novel idea, creating a welcoming, nurturing environment for other children to then come to you when something is wrong. Perhaps they need safeguarding. It can come across as quite compassionate. Many, though, would argue it is beyond the realms of your duties. If someone needs safeguarding or needs assistance, you recommend assistance where that assistance is required, an intervention if it is necessary. You are stepping, in my mind, beyond your responsibilities as an educator. I couldn't care less if you're queer at a school and they know it, or that they think you look like a man sometimes. None of that matters to me. All that matters is that the information in your brain that needs on the curriculum to be passed to the children is passed to the children. Some cringy title or moniker you've adopted to try and make it seem like you're more available is a cop-out, is unnecessary, is unprofessional. It is wrong. Many will call it out as such because it can be taken as such.
Be able to feel like I'm not just someone who's going to give them good or bad grades, but like someone they can actually talk to, someone they can...
Do forgive me here, but based on how you seem to slur your words because of whatever I assume to be your accent, I'm not inclined to believe many would want to talk to you knowing that you might respond. Is that harsh enough? Can I go harsher? Am I allowed to do that on this channel anymore? By the way, I went and looked up this particular user's TikTok page. This video is also fairly old as well. Unless it was deleted, I couldn't find it. In truth, a lot of it was very, let's do neurodivergent content, as in, like, hold your hands up, take a finger down if you've done this, and other various stitches and stuff. It's just a TikTok page. There's nothing really that stands out, and views would reflect that.
Words can confide to, and it's the greatest thing I could have ever asked to do in my life.
Congratulations then on becoming a teacher. Libs of TikTok had followed up the tweet with your video by saying, "This is the exact predatory behavior my book warns kids about. My book is a powerful tool for parents and children to be proactive and know how to spot red flags. Your video is regarded by many as a form of red flag, with many pointing to it being a form of grooming. And there is an argument there. It is not your job to keep a child's secrets. It is not your job to act as that child's confidant. The child's emotional well-being is not yours either. All of that falls at the feet of the parents. If you disagree with that, there are going to be instances where that is applicable. But when someone makes a blanket statement TikTok, it is taken on face value to encompass the more extremes or the generalized.